celebration is about to begin. Welcome to CSLDallas, a spiritual community deep in the heart of Texas, connecting with kindred spirits around the world. And you are invited to explore or dive right into our powerful teachings, practices, mystical experiences, and heart-opening connections. And today, it's gonna get radical with spirituality with Dr. Petra Weldes. So join us as we will learn to grow ourselves, co-create with the universe, experience joy, all while transforming the world one life at a time. So are you ready to get this party started? Then get up out your seats and help to introduce the CSL Dallas music team.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. My name is Michael Grundy, and I have the privilege of being the platform assistant today. So let's start off by reading our purpose statement together. We are radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, and transforming lives. And so it is. Hey, now it's time to envision something new for your life. Do you want to learn how to access your intuition reliably? Not sure what that nudge from spirit might mean? Well, spiritual coach Carol Merlot will be leading the upcoming visioning course over 6 weeks online. That will help you go even deeper into the spiritual practice. You'll get to create a new vision for your life and learn how to use the spiritual technology created by Dr. Michael Beckwith. More than having a vision, visioning is a key spiritual practice to empower you to unlock your intuition, to sense the nudge of spirit, and to feel the way life wants to unfold through you. Awaken your greatest potential and invite it to emerge through the inner technology of visioning. The online-only course begins July 14th. Learn more and register now by heading to the education section of CSLDallas.org. As you may have heard in our community meetings, we have been accepting applications for our new senior minister. Make sure to be here July 27th as we are welcoming our candidate, Reverend Marquita Pierre McAllister, for a special Sunday experience. She will begin by leading the Science of Mind class, followed by being our special guest speaker and our vocalist for our celebration, where she'll be helping us to unleash the inner wellspring of power that lives within. And if that wasn't enough, she'll be leading a workshop titled The Rumble of the Soul. It'll be starting at 1 p.m. This hybrid experience is meant to take you further into the inner work of spiritual awakening and personal empowerment. This workshop is free, and we want to really encourage all of our members to be here at campus or online for this very special Sunday. We do ask that you register first ahead for the workshop, especially for those who are going to be attending online, so you can get the Zoom meeting link. Now let's settle into this morning with our music team and our CSLDallas band and our CSL practitioner, Coach Cindy Young. Enjoy the service.
1, 2. Be the peace that you want to see. Be joy and be harmony. Have faith for those who do not see. Have faith for those who don't believe. Be all you want to see. For you are love. Be the peace that you want to see. Be joy and be harmony. Whole life for those who do not see. Have faith for those who don't believe. Be all you want to see. For you are love.
Please take a moment to go within, into that deep place within each and every one of us, where that inner light glows, where that unconditional love sits in our heart, that beautiful unconditional love that each of us brings into this life, into this world. And what I know to be true is that we are not fooled by the conditions of the world. We are not fooled by the fear of the world. That we sit in that love that we are. We sit in that knowing, that faith, that radical faith that we have, knowing each and every person is spirit expressing. Each and every soul is here on a path. And regardless of the condition they may be experiencing, we see that light. We hold that light. We are that love that brings the light and the faith into the world. And so, as we come together today, I know each and every one of us, whether here in the sanctuary or online, are centered in that love, centered in that peace, are centered in that harmony, and we bring it together into a force that brings it to the world. And together we affirm that by saying, and so it is.
Be the peace that you want to see. Be joy and be harmony. Hold light for those who do not see. Have faith for those who don't believe. Be all you want to see. For you are
My parents, in their infinite wisdom, sent me to school long enough to get a master's and a bunch of stuff. One of them is reading. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now I got this other master's on my own. Here we go. I woke up this morning, something just wasn't right. My poor head was a-throbbing, 'cause I tossed and turned all night. This unfamiliar feeling that was keeping me up inside. The truth, it was revealing that a part of me had died. So I called up my higher self. She told me the news. She said, honey, your life's so good, you lost the right to sing the blues. That broken down old Chevy that was eating me alive. Well, I visualized a Lexus, and it's parked in my drive. And that bum I'm in love with, that scoundrel, low down doggy dog, well, I turned him into a love god with a sizable trust fund. And everywhere I looked, I was confronted with the clues. My life's so good, I lost the right to sing the blues. Hear me? You can sing the blues when you can't pay the rent. And you can sing the blues when all your money has been spent. But how can I sing the blues? I ain't got no excuse when I'm driving in my Porsche on the way to my masseuse. So you won't find me driving, drowning in liquor in a bar. And you won't see me crying into my old guitar. I'm too busy brushing up my chakras and cleaning bad karma away and fluffing up my aura with sugar that could take all day. Now that I'm enlightened, I gotta spread the news. When life gets this good, you've lost the right to sing the blues. Play, sugar. Understand the pain of seeking but not finding any reason to complain. 'Cause my stars are all in alignment, my house is all feng shuied, and I'm filled with peace and harmony, and all my bills are paid. I let go of the struggle, hey, I no longer pay my dues, 'cause life is so good, I lost the right to sing. I no longer sing unless I'm getting paid for. Yeah, the blues.
Yay, that is Candy Williams channeling Karen Drucker. Woohoo! Love it so much. Of course, we know that's tongue-in-cheek. It's not all just about material things, but we can still sing the blues even when our life is going well, can't we? Ooh, man. Yeah, and we need to find another way to move forward. I just love that song. It makes me laugh every single time and reminds me, right? We live in the most prosperous country in the world, and we are the most depressed. Our CEOs make an average of 417% more than their line workers. And they are the most depressed of the most depressed. So, obviously, it's not about the things. It is about whether or not we are enjoying our lives, whether we are living our lives meaningfully, and whether we are connected to the abundance and joy of life, and whether we're contributing that, participating in that, helping to bring that about in life itself, in the world. And so today, Reverend Karen talked about radical responsibility last week. Today we're talking about radical spirituality. Science of Mind is a radical spirituality. It is an opportunity to completely redesign the paradigm from which we live. Living from the Science of Mind is a radical departure from the dualistic religions and fact-based materialism that we've all grown up on. It requires a completely new paradigm on the nature of reality and what we really are. Until we radically change our concepts, nothing else will really change. That's by me. Haha. So, radical spirituality, I don't think we always know how radical of a spirituality Science of Mind is. Next week, we're going to talk about radical monism, which is the cornerstone of this radical Science of Mind teaching that we say we live, that we say that we believe in, that we say that we are practicing and following. And yet what I know is, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, isn't it? Our lives might be working personally, or maybe not, but there's a lot of stuff that isn't working in the world. There are a lot of lives that aren't working in the world. And I hear about it, our spiritual coaches hear about it, we talk amongst ourselves, we hear about it in classes, the anger, the fear that some people have, kind of depending on, no matter where you are in your understanding of what's going on and what you think the solutions might be. So as I began thinking about this topic a couple weeks ago, a woman came and asked after a class, she asked me, I just don't know how to hold the flooding in Texas. I don't know how to hold it. And I said, well, first we weep for the girls and the 200 people that have lost their lives. And we recognize, and she said, but I don't know if life is for life and we're co-creating our life. What is that about? I said, well, what's that about is we as humanity are creating climate change. That's what that's about. Those girls weren't singled out by some deity or some, divine thing. No, we collectively are co-creating the kind of environment that we're experiencing. And part of the radical responsibility that Karen talked about yesterday is taking radical responsibility for that. Not out of blame or shame, but to recognize that when we don't take responsibility for things, stuff like that happens. And we should weep, and we should mourn, and we should see what's going on. For me particularly, I'm particularly impacted by the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and now that they're going after gay marriage again, and they plan to overturn it. We see stories of all the ICE raids. I have no problem with gang violence being put to an end, but I have a serious problem when families are torn apart and violence is inappropriately applied. We see wars, Gaza and Israel, unthinkable things going on, Ukraine and Russia, all the wars that are happening in Africa, in the Near East, in the Far East, all the ways and places in which humanity is actually inhumane. God's not doing that. Spirit's not doing that. There's nothing out there doing that, right? That's what's so radical about this spirituality. We can't say, oh, it's God's will. We can't say God's punishing or God's making this happen or there must be the will of God. No, this is all human actions that are creating all those things. Droughts and heat waves, the loss of DEI, the hatred for all kinds of others, transgender and Jewish and Palestinians and those people and those people and those people and those people. Concerns about dismantling social safety nets, healthcare and finances, a volatile stock market, worrying about retirement, crazy up and down of prices for food that we've all been experiencing recently, tariffs that who knows what's going to happen with those, prices all over the place and lots of uncertainty. Plastics in our food, our water, even in our bodies. Babies are being born with microplastics in their bodies. From our foreign policies to our internal policies of deregulating our wild places and our national parks, impacts on our travel, our allies, the value of the dollar. I'm not telling anything you haven't read in social media, am I? Or that you haven't seen on the media. And the problem is that it's fear-mongering on all sides. Because we're not seeing all the people that are doing amazing work in the world, all the good work that's being in the world. It's all clickbait. Not that it's not, parts of it aren't true, but the way that it's presented is designed to make you afraid. And it's designed for you to pick a side and decide that somebody else is wrong. Somebody else is doing it. It's somebody else's fault. And it's all designed to activate our fear. Fear is the greatest enemy. Fear is the thing that causes us to forget who we are, to forget what's really going on. It causes us to hunker down, and it causes us to not live the love that we just sang about, the light that we just sang about. And so I want to talk about fear, and this fear that is, for some people, very challenging. For others, it's a low-grade anxiety. For some people, it's no, I'm just going to be spiritual and I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to pretend that everything is okay, right? And for some people, it's all good. It's all good the way things are moving. But if we find ourselves inundated by fear and anxiety, if we find ourselves being caught by doom scrolling and all of these things, right, we are giving power to fear. Ernest Holmes writes this: what is fear? Nothing more or less than the negative use of faith. We just had this conversation in our Trower class. Fear is the faith that the worst thing is going to happen. That's what fear is. It's the negative use of faith. Faith misplaced, a belief in two powers instead of one, a belief that there can be a power opposed to life, whose influence and ability may bring us evil. Fear is the fact that we have more faith that it's going to be awful than we have faith that we'll find our way through. Fear is our faith that things are going to so radically devolve that we're going to end up in Armageddon or apocalypse, rather than the faith that humanity will find its way through, that we will awaken to our magnificent over and over and over again. Just as we ourselves, we have the opportunity to do that when we look at our checkbook, or we get a diagnosis, or we find that our relationship is in peril, or our job, right? We're confronted with anxiety and fear, and we're taught how to change our thinking, change our life. Take radical responsibility for that. and move into a different place, speak a different word. It's no different here. It's no different. Universe does not know big or little. The universe does not know big or little. Let me say it again. The universe does not know whether you are healing the planet of climate change or whether you're growing a little bit of prosperity in your own bank account. There is no difference to the law. There is no difference to the impact that it has on subjective mind, on that universal cosmic mind that is co-creating with us everything, or that we're co-creating with it. There's no big or little. And so all the things that we've learned, all the ways in which we know to co-create and to manifest in our own lives, we can and must apply to the things that are going on around us. Ernest Holmes says this: whatever you identify yourself with you will become like. Whatever you resist until you make it a reality, you will also become like. Don't fight your fears. See through them. Don't fight your fears. See through them to the spiritual truth. And that is the absolute truth of the infinite. And that is, in fact, seeking to express itself through us, through the planet, through the world, through creation, through all of humanity. It's forever impulsing into expression. And if we can begin to find our place in that, to stand on that in the larger reality, right, then we bring that love to the forefront. We bring that light to the forefront. And we are contributing to the healing of human consciousness, not just our own consciousness. So, you know what they say, the greatest enemy is fear itself. And we talk about it with Viktor Frankl, who wrote in Man's Search for Meaning. Reverend Karen talked about it last Sunday, right? Here was a man in the concentration camps, and he said, I don't forget who I am. I keep my dignity. It's the one thing you can't take from me, knowing who and what I am. Now, that's a pretty significant place to decide to be radically committed to one's deepest truth, don't you think? I don't know that I could do it. But this is the radical nature of the spirituality that we are called for. Now, this does not mean we put ourselves in harm's way. We are afraid to cross the street when we're trying to cross the highway, an 8-lane highway, and everybody's going 80 miles an hour, because we should be afraid. Do you see? This is not about being Pollyannish or stupid about it. It's not about putting ourselves in harm's way, but it is about how we see and hold and then respond to what's going on in the world. For me, I have to find my place to stand based on my radical commitment. Not just commitment, my radical commitment to live what I say I believe over and over and over again, to remind myself and to recenter myself in this radical commitment. First, to living the philosophy I profess to follow. I can't talk about it and not live it. That's hypocrisy. I've seen too much hypocrisy. I grew up in hypocrisy, especially religious hypocrisy and family hypocrisy and all the things that were hidden and all the pretense of, oh, everything's fine when it's really not. Nope, no pretending. An authentic life, which means I have to live the philosophy I profess to follow. And then I have to speak and teach a commitment that values diversity of people and the inclusivity of all human beings, even those I don't like, especially those that I have a problem with. All beings everywhere are part of the infinite. And so I reach for my Ho'oponopono prayer I reach for my metta prayer from the Buddhist tradition. I reach for the remembrance that everything, everyone is an individualized expression of God, no matter how much I disagree with the words and the behaviors. So I recognize that while I love and appreciate and seek to include all people, all people, all people, I recognize that not all behaviors and ideologies are in alignment with what I teach and practice. And that's okay too. That's called discernment. It's okay for me to say that doesn't feel like it's in alignment with humanity's spiritual awakening. This is not in alignment with life for life. Behaviors and ideologies that do not align with science of mind or the global vision, we get to be angry about and we get to speak up about, but without fear. Two different things. And I take my job as a spiritual leader seriously. How will I lead if I'm not living it? How will I talk about it if I'm not doing the hard work myself of how to find my place to stand in a deep, centered, radical belief that what I'm committed to is the truth, the deepest truth that I know. So this is why I don't always immediately respond to things. This is why you don't always see me out on social media or making pronouncements or saying things about what's good or bad about what's going on or how to hold it or any of those things, because I'm processing it myself, just as I'm imagining you are, weeping over the lost lives, not just the 200 in Texas, but the hundreds of thousands in Palestine and Ukraine and Israel and Gaza and places in Africa and in the East. Lots of places where lives are lost for no reason that comes from the divine that I can tell. And so it takes me time, as I hope that it will take you time. Right? Because remember that you're being hooked with clickbait over and over again, the way it's being promoted and talked about. So first, I need to remember history. I need to think about what happened to my mother and what she saw in the stories I grew up in Germany. I need to think about the history of the Native Americans in the U.S., of the enslaved people brought from Africa, of the Declaration of Independence that a group of white men wrote together as an aspiration, all the different pieces of what happened in Rome with Nero, what happens when there's a new resurgence. JFK brought something really powerful to our country, right? It's remembering and seeing all of this in a larger perspective and seeking to understand. And then to research the facts. Just because you read it on the internet isn't true. Just because it's a meme on Facebook does not make it true. Just because somebody else has forwarded you a meme on Facebook does not make it true. To research the facts may be horrific, but at least you'll know what the facts are and can make a decision. Do you see, it's a radical thing to say, I make the decision, not in response to what I'm reading, not being pulled by somebody else's idea. I choose. I make the decision. You choose. You make the decision. Do you see? That's a radical act. And ultimately, to find the spiritual ground for my peace. To find the spiritual ground for my peace, not for my passivity, not for my withdrawal, but for my peace, my inner peace. And the spiritual imperative for the creative thought and powerful act that comes from this inner peace and inner guidance. Right? That's the work. And it's radical spirituality to do all of that in the midst of what may feel like to you like chaos or fear-based, or what may seem like to you is great and exactly the way we need to be going. To do this work within ourselves, right, is to practice in our own lives. To practice in our own lives in the larger life, not just for ourselves. I believe it's not just what we say or do, but starts from where we stand, where we will move from, where we will speak from, where we will act from. Do you see? It's a radical act to find that place to stand, and sometimes it takes me days or weeks if I feel particularly shook by something or particularly activated by something. Not to withdraw, but to find the center, that powerful place to stand and move from. To find this place within, to me, I understand it as a question of identity. How will I identify myself? How will you identify yourself? What am I? An individualized expression of the divine? A queen of my domain? Or am I the product of a millennium of humanity's race consciousness with survival, fear, and trauma as the starting point? What am I? Who am I? In the moment of every moment. You see, it starts with identity. Do I identify myself as a traumatized or marginalized or victimized or powerless human being, or do I recognize that I'm a co-creator with the divine? This is a radical act of identification. Who and what am I identifying myself with? Am I a co-creator or am I a victim? Am I a being of light or am I limited by the human and material world? This is a radical act to decide. And I loved what somebody said in our Science of Mind class this morning. She said, I keep waiting to feel trust, and then I realized that it was a decision to trust. Ultimately, trust becomes something we feel. But first, it begins not in our feelings, because our feelings can lead us astray. I don't feel powerful, I feel powerless. Yes, but that's not the spiritual truth, as Reverend Karen talked about last week. It's not the spiritual truth. And it is our minds that take us to the spiritual truth first, to over and over and over again question how we are identifying ourselves and where it is we are going to stand. So I have the pleasure right now of teaching a Troward class. Woo-hoo, we are having fun. Well, at least I'm having fun. I hope everybody else is too. With his long sentences and his really, really amazing idea about what's going on, right? He's radically changing the paradigm of the identity of who and what we are and what's really going on. Thomas Troward says this: creative power is the receptive attitude of expectancy, which makes a mold into which the plastic, yet undifferentiated substance can flow and take the desired form. A receptive attitude of expectancy, which is actually another definition for faith. So are we having a receptive attitude of expectancy that everything's going to hell in a handbasket and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse? That's called fear. Or do we have a receptive attitude of expectancy that life is still working for life always? and that we can contribute to that by being co-creators, by making a mold into which the plastic yet undifferentiated substance can flow. But do you see, to know that we are literally rearranging the molecules of the universe, that we are observing the quantum field into a new collapse, we have to know who we are. We have to know who and what we are. So Thomas Trower does this. He talks about this continuum, comes right out of Hinduism, that there is this continuum of reality. And of course, we know it from E equals MC squared, but he takes it all the way, as the Hindus do, into life. And so it all begins with spirit, or we could say at one end of the spectrum is spirit. And then spirit moves into matter, substance, the undifferentiated substance. Ernest Holmes calls it soul stuff. We might maybe think of it as the quantum field, or the photons of light that are packets of information, or the strings from which all of the universes are created. This unformed substance, which then, through the act of universal laws, forms into physical stuff, which starts out as minerals, atoms, and molecules, and minerals, and the rocks, and the plants, and the gases that make up the galaxies, and the stars, and all of those things. And it moves then into the beginnings of organic life, things that can grow and reproduce, and ultimately things that not only grow and reproduce, but can move, and can choose, and can have instinct for caring for young, and all of that moving around until the biology of the human being has been evolved. This is 13.8 billion years of the evolution of this particular universe. However long it's been in all of the other universes of the multiverses, in this particular one. Right? And all of this evolution follows generic laws. Animals impact plants, plants impact minerals, minerals are the impact of the substance winking in and out of existence. That substance is being held in place by the impulse of spirit to create, to express. And why? Not to learn lessons, but to enjoy life, to enjoy itself being life, but to be life, you have to have a form through which to become and express. So all of this continuum, until we come to what Trower calls the divine ideal, I call it spirit human. That human that is awakened, that place in humanity, and of course anywhere else where self-consciousness is awakening, that place in humanity where self-consciousness has awakened. The organ has been primed, and consciousness has revealed itself to itself through us. We can actually see this. We can see the generic laws. We can see the co-creative process. And because we can see it, we can learn to understand it, we can learn to use it. And when we do that, we then become co-creators, because we are now in a different identity. Do you see? We've taken up our identity as individualized expressions, not just the human vehicle, the biology, the history, the culture, the family, our own personal traumas and beliefs, right? That's the vehicle until self-awareness arises. And then we move into this recognition that we are actually the individualized expressions. We are co-creators. And it is in the use of this that we heal and manifest, because we are actually impacting the whole rest of the continuum. Do you see? We are impacting the whole rest of the continuum. The radical spirituality is to ask ourselves, what is the impact we're having? What is the impact? Both physically in actions and behaviors, but also in the consciousness, if we understand we're all part of this continuum, spirit, mind, cosmic mind, universal laws, right? Whatever we call that continuum, we are now aware that we are contributing to it. We're either healing it or we're adding more of the same, right? Creative power is that receptive attitude of expectancy which makes a mold into which the plastic yet undifferentiated substance can flow and take the desired form. What can I do as what can I do? I'm just one person, not part of the government, I'm not part of the financial world. I can't make people be nice to each other. Oh, in that moment we ask ourselves, what is our identity? Am I standing as a human? Or am I owning, radically owning, that I'm spirit human, that I've awakened, and that I can use every tool at my disposal? This is the radical nature of our spirituality. Every tool that we use for our own lives so that we can lose the right to sing the blues, every one of those tools also works now as co-creators because we are identifying ourselves as participating in the evolutionary process. We are now evolving humanity if we choose to take radical responsibility. So, this radical responsibility, this radical spirituality, Ernest Holmes says, whenever we find ourselves brooding over a fear or entertaining an anxiety, we must begin to do something with it. We must turn to the power greater than we are and learn to have confidence in this power, and then reach just a little higher in faith than we were in fear. Just a little. I remember when I first realized 51% is enough to shift, to begin to make the shift, sometimes from fear to faith. It's like, whoa, that's a big range. So let's get from fear to neutral. We call that spiritual detachment. And then start nudging it over. 51%. 51% puts us on the side of faith that which we desire, that which we put as a mold in consciousness, that which we work toward in the world is actually happening. So he goes on to say, since we cannot contract the absolute, we shall have to expand the relative. Do you see? We have to expand ourselves and humanity into the truth. The infinite will not be or become less than itself. We are of its nature, infinite. We did not make our own being. All we can do is accept that that being which we are is some part of the divine. Do you see? This is the expectancy. This is the identity, because we are not bringing spirit into some indwelling little thing. No, we are remembering that that is who we are, individualized expressions of that one infinite reality. So here's the doingness, okay? Here's the actions that I think that I need to take, and maybe it will help you in these times if you find yourself activated or caught or uncertain as to how to move forward. First, find strength from radical reliance on your true identity. Radical reliance on your true identity. What did we just say that was? An individualized expression of the divine. There's no gap you have to get over. You must feel your feelings. You must feel your feelings regardless whether they're right or wrong, however they are. We must feel our feelings. But then we have to discipline our heart and mind on power and life. feel our feelings, and make the discipline to shift onto power and life. What is that? Onto our true identity and the nature of the universe and how it works. Then act from the expectation of good. Do you see? Then we act. We're not just going to sit back and go, oh, everything's okay. No, we act. We do act, but we act from the expectation of good because we are operating as co-creators, because we are radically relying on our true identity. As Reverend Karen said yesterday, stop, pause. Remember history, research facts, and then commit to your action. Are you going to pass that clickbait on? Are you going to do a deep spiritual practice of knowing the truth, finding something that is working towards the outcome you want, and put their stuff out on Facebook, put their stuff out on the things that you send out to your friends, and allow your vision to lead. Follow and act for that vision. Don't give it up, ever. Because that vision is the very desire of the infinite to show up awake and fully expressing in the enjoyment of life. And every place where that isn't happening is an opportunity for us to bring that vision forward over and over again. Right? This is the radical spirituality that we are seeking to express, to be, to live. It's radical to live our spirituality and not just talk about it, right? Not just talk about it, but to live it. Okay, so I'm going to close with this. Here we go. Ernest Holmes. There's no individual good. There is no individual good. Good belongs to everyone. The watchword is not exclusion, but inclusion. And the more good we release, the more good we experience. It is part of our job, not just to be the light, but to bring the light. To radically decide that we are going to live from the light, no matter what. Not in fear or withdrawal, but with bravery and courage. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Petra. Hey guys, now is the time for our offering. Please give generously to the work of CSLDallas and be a force for good in the world and in your own life. Let's read our affirmation together. My life is governed by divine intelligence and inspired by divine wisdom. I have confidence in the future and enthusiastic expectation of good things to come. We let the originality of spirit permeate our entire consciousness. We know this time brings greater abundance, success, and peace to CSLDallas, our community, and our world. And so it is. So, remember, there are many ways that you can give online. You can by sending a check, or you can just put cash in the baskets being passed out now. Any way that works for you works for us. And at this point in time, it says, bring up Ryan to talk about soul science. That's Ryan. Yes. Come on up, Ryan.
You know, that's a lifelong fantasy of mine to have Michael Grundy introduce me to the stage. All right, and I'm just going to let you guys know I brought these glasses for a specific reason. Okay, Richard, are you ready for the pan-in shot? I have something important to tell you. So in all seriousness, though, I've been a member here for a while, as many of you know. I'm also a staff member here as well, too. And I have a deep passion for art and creativity, as many of you might know. So over the course of the last few years, I've been doing events here at CSLDallas as well as outside of CSLDallas to help with that experience. And what I've seen here at CSLDallas, as I've been looking at the research, so to speak, is that you guys like experiential creative events too. Am I right? Absolutely. And so I've noticed a few things, and as I've been noticing that over the course of the last few years, I started to realize that there's something special about tapping into the creative mind. It helps us to go within and have a realistic conversation with that inner wisdom. And something comes out of that, whatever needs to come out of that for all of us individually. And so the AV team, shout out AV team. I know, the guys behind the scenes and I got together and we started talking about, well, you know, we have all these talents and these skills, and we want to make something special here for our community. So that's exactly what we went and did. And over the course of the last few months, we've been stubbing our toes and finding our way and dragging a few of you along into the experience just to get your feedback and understand what it is that we could put together. And so we call it soul science. And what it is it is going to be an experience here at CSL Dallas on Friday, August 1st. And it's going to blend yoga, meditation, sound bowls, and a fun mind mapping exercise with our community engagement part to it, right? So a portion of it will be live streamed because we want our online folks to hear some of it and also participate in what they can. But really the workshop's going to be designed for the people that are here in person. So I want to invite you out to come to this event. It's going to be the first part of 3, and it's limited to only 20 people because it's going to be pretty special. So, and we will be growing it. So if you don't get into this one, please join us for the next following one. And if you want to learn more or get tickets, we do have an early bird special that's going to be ending later on this week. So please head over to CSLDallas.org on the events tab, and you can learn more about the event. And just to give you a little taste of what we're about to do, I wanted to give you guys this special little video introduction that the AV team is queuing up right now. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
We offer a unique experience that blends movement, music, authentic connections, and mind exercises designed to release the happy, authentic person within. Awaken your senses at Soul Science, a transformative journey of movement, mood, and mind.
All right, thank you. So we hope to see you guys there. Once again, head over to CSLDallas.org and get your tickets now. And back now to Michael.
Thank you, Ryan. Hey, if I had known that Ryan was waiting to be introduced by me, I would have told you guys that here comes the voice of CSL. I would tell you that all of us sound better around here because of Ryan. I would tell you that the music wouldn't sound as near as good if it wasn't because of Ryan and the AVT team. I would tell you that some of you wouldn't be able to take notes if it wasn't for all that Ryan does. I would tell you that we wouldn't be online if it wasn't because of Ryan. If I was really going to give a good introduction about Ryan, I would never be able to get the rest of the announcements done. But that's Ryan. So you're more than welcome. Hey, make sure that you support our annual Gooch Uniform Drive. This is a great cause that's supported by you and the community of CSL Dallas. CSL Dallas has been a community partner of Gooch Elementary, a progressive DISD public school, for more than 15 years. Each year we come together to support their scholars, 90% of whom are from low-income families, by providing funds for uniforms to empower and inspire their pursuit of education and future success. We have a table in Barrange Lounge with more information after the celebration, and we'll be posting more in the chat and a link for support. Each uniform set is $50, but you can donate any amount. Our goal this year is to get 100 uniforms or more. So while you're in Barrange Lounge, though, make sure that you stop by the Artist Corner to see the new artwork that is displayed from our very own Terry Becker. Her artwork is a perfect gift idea or a personal decoration for your home. And I've got a special note here, too. So while you're over there, Somebody said that they're going to have some stew and some salads and some amazing gluten-free desserts for you. It's all done by our snack team. We have some new people running our snack team. Twyla's our chair, and they want to celebrate with you, so make sure that you go over and get some munchies. As always, we enjoy being in community with you. Now stand as you're able, and let's sing our way out of here with our music team.